Hi, guys, and welcome back to the Dog Days podcast. My name is Pamela Chandler, and with me today I have
Noelle
and
Rachel.
And as always, Sid is in the room. She's in the corner there. I think maybe you can see her. She's been kind of in a naughty mood.
So look out.
So look out. We'll see what Sid is going to be up to today. She's very good at stepping over wires, so let's hope she doesn't crash stuff down on us. That would be bad. Today we are talking about a pretty big topic, and we're going to take our time going through this. We get a lot of phone calls on this, and I think this is probably the number one actual behavioral issue seen in dogs, puppies, adolescents, is separation anxiety. It's a real thing, and it's really hard. It's really hard on the owners because it's hard to see your dog, your sweet puppy, in distress. But we want to kind of chip away at this and give you some tips to work through, give you ideas of things to watch for. What is distress and what is just a naughty dog? Right, Sid?
Sid knows. Would have
she knows all about that.
Idea. Not a clue.
When's it a real physiological stress? Like, do we have elevated cortisol levels, or do we have a 1-year-old dog who just figured out if I do a little whining, they'll let me out of this kennel? And guys, we give you so much credit because this is so hard on the owners. It's so hard on the owners because your dog learns to work you. And, you go, my puppy was fine, and now they're a year old and they're whining in the crate, and I'm really worried about them. So what's the difference here, right? What's the difference? We get an 8-week-old, 9-week-old, 10-week-old puppy coming into a home with separation anxiety. That's a very natural response to change in environment, to being pulled away from their attachment figure, to being pulled away from their litter of Lord knows how many puppies there were, and feeling alone. And this is tough because we have to teach them to be alone. It's the world that they live in. I mean, unless they come into my house, then they're never alone. We got a lot of dogs. And I have found that to work, and we'll talk about that a little bit. Don't punch me. Uh-oh. Don't punch your radio right now or whatever you're looking at us on. But other dogs can help with this. But those puppies can really struggle, and it's definitely something that's been documented. It's been researched. All those amazing animal behaviorists out there, God bless them. Yeah. I think there's only maybe like 20 to 50 of them nationwide.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that are actual true animal behaviorists that have PhD in this sort of thing. They study this stuff because we see so much of it. Honestly, us as trainers, we see anxiety, we see separation issues. I have never seen a dog that we couldn't get through it as long as the owners were consistent and patient and could really read their dog and understand what was going on. I haven't seen, thankfully, a case where I said, you need to go to an animal behaviorist. There have been a few clients where I said, try the medication if that's what the vet is recommending, and we'll go through that as well. CBD is kind of a big deal these days, too.
Natural. Yeah.
A little more natural.
A lot more natural, actually.
Yeah, a lot more natural. Yeah. So when we're talking about this, what are some of the symptoms? Sometimes it seems like this should be really obvious. Destructive behavior is a pretty big symptom. But if we think about that, that can also be naughty.
Yeah.
That can also be teething. That can be a lot of things. That can be spite. Yeah. And some people say dogs don't have spite. I don't know. I tend to disagree.
They do.
I've seen a lot of dogs spite.
Yes,
Had them in my own house.
Yes.
This one over here in the corner, she's very good at chewing drywall. I'll just tell you that right now. She'll lick it.
Till it gets soft.
And then she uses her lower teeth. That. Yeah, and then she goes, and you come home to a big hole in your wall. That's always fabulous.
No.
And you're like, no, really, I want to keep the dog, honey.
Yeah. It's not an option.
So chewing, scratching doors, chewing walls, those are excessive. That's extreme behavior, right?
And is it fair to say to the point where it might cause the dog harm?
For sure.
Okay, because again, what you're describing with Sid, some of that could just be naughty. Like she's gotten a taste for drywall or something.
Yeah.
But if she's doing it to the point where she's causing pain to herself, seems...
That's dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're chewing on wires to things.
Oh, my God.
Or puppies put their mouths on things. They don't know they're dangerous. You would think this one would know by now. But I will tell you guys, my husband's out of town, and while we were setting up for the podcast, she went and grabbed a food dish and just...
Chewed it. Broke it.
Yeah.
She's hungry.
We heard and she came running over to me and put her head on my lap. Yeah. She knew exactly what she's doing.
Dear.
That's called naughty behavior. Okay. That's not separation anxiety because we're all sitting right here. So again, trying to feel this out is a big deal.
It is.
Right?
Yeah,
because they're so darn smart and slippery and just sneaky that way.
They know our buttons.
And they know our buttons. But usually your puppy, that's where I really want to start with this. When you bring that puppy home, they're not that smart. They are not that deceptive. They are not working you over. It's a little baby dog that's really struggling in a new environment and being pulled away from what they call their attachment figure, which is usually their mama. So we're going to talk about some of the symptoms first, and then we'll go into, what can cause this and how to kind of work around it. So we talked about destructive behavior, excessive barking, howling, whining. We're talking about excessive, not just one or two. You went through this. You went through this, and we recognized it wasn't the crate that was the problem.
No, it was the people.
It was the people leaving.
Yeah,
because he was fine when you were there, and he would go in the crate, no problem.
The crate, loved his crate, spent a ton of time in his crate.
So it's another identifier, right?
Yeah.
He's fine. It's not the crate. It's not crate training. We've got some separation anxiety. He doesn't want us to leave him.
That's right.
Yeah. So talk to that a little bit.
Well, the thing that started to occur to me as well, because we were really concerned about getting him crate trained, and when we realized it wasn't the crate, it was separation anxiety, that increased my anxiety level, because you do hear about all of the horror stories and how difficult it is, and but we took it step by step, and we started in really small increments. We continued to make the crate as pleasant as possible, continued to have him spend time in there when we were there, but that is also where he spent time when we weren't there, because it had already been established that he was comfortable in that. We started out with 10 minutes, and he was scratching, but after about 5 minutes, the scratching would stop, he would settle, and then the howling would start. Oh, God.
Poor guy.
Oh, my God.
The howl does kind of break my heart. I know we've talked about that.
The howl kept going. Like the howl happened while I was in the howl. I have videos of the howl.
Was a howler.
He was just a howler.
And this was a new dog to you. So you were learning about him as you went here. So that anxiety starts to wean when you go, no.
Yeah.
I know you're fully capable of this.
Yeah.
You're howling because you howl.
That's right.
I heard him howl at the pack walk.
I know.
He just throw his head back and howl.
And his little lips get pursed.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he looks at you and
and you go, okay,
all right,
I'm figuring you out. You're a very vocal dog.
Yeah.
So this isn't total panic going on. So talking about, the signs and seeing like, okay, we're getting there. We're making some progress really helps the owner too.
It does.
To stick with it.
Totally does. And again, that the small increments and seeing that incremental progress.
Yeah,
for sure.
no, absolutely. And crate games are great. We're going to talk to crate games. I'm going to have you've done so many crate games. Talk about crate games in here a minute. But we're talking about excessive behavior.
Yeah.
Excessive barking, excessive howling. You guys know that feeling. We're not talking about a little whine here, guys. And the whining's sad too. That's hard. We totally get it. And we're going to give you some tips for that. But keep in mind that word excessive is really important. House soiling despite being trained. So if they're in a crate and they're just pooping everywhere and they're stepping I had one. I had one of these. His name was Lou. Yep, 9 weeks. And I put him in the crate and I left for like 30 minutes and I came back and he had just pooped everywhere in the crate. He'd scratched it till his little paws were bloody. He was standing there shaking, like every piece of his body was shaking, and he was in his own feces and blood. And I was like, what just happened?
Yeah.
So I had massive separation anxiety from that young age. He was the last one to leave the litter, too.
Oh,
he was the last puppy. Yeah.
Huh.
Yep. He was a real pain in the ass. I'll tell you right now. He grew up, his nickname was Liability Lou.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, Lou.
I got a lot of bad advice on Lou, let me tell you.
Well, that you said that was before you had actually gone into training.
That was so long ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't even have kids at that point. It was my first dog as an adult. Yeah, I've alluded to him before. I screwed him up good. I screwed him up really good. Liability Lou. He was a boxer too. He was the cutest thing. He was a beautiful dog. So anyways, moving on. Drooling, panting, trembling. We were talking about this before we started. The trembling is what really gets me. I had a dog come to the pack walk yesterday. I was telling you guys about this, and she said he was reactive, or she said she was reactive. And I said, bring her. I'd really push her to bring her. I'm like, we have space. Let's feel this out. She might surprise you. It's not a one-on-one thing. We've got 15 dogs here. She came out onto the grass, and every piece of her skin, every muscle under her skin was trembling and shaking. Her tail wasn't even like completely tucked. She was just, her cortisone levels were, she was just in overdrive, right? And I said, this is what's under your reactivity. This is what's under your reactivity. We have to address this right here. And she did the whole walk. She walked in the pack. She walked with another dog. She was worried I would kick her out. And I said, the only reason I would ask you to go home right now is if this trembling doesn't stop, because this isn't a healthy space for her. Yeah. So our goal is to remove her and work her in and out until you see the trembling stop.
Okay, so talk about that. So when you say move her in and out, did you have her go kind of around the pack and get her close to like threshold work, right?
Yep,
okay.
And counting cue.
Yeah.
So she'd stand and look and be like, whoa, and she'd start counting, and she'd remove her, and we'd give her lots of praise.
Super.
And then she'd move in toward the pack, and you'd see her ears come up. The trembling stopped. Her tail started to come up a little. She looked curious. She started using her nose. She'd do a counting cue and remove her, and I said, you're good. You can stay for the whole walk.
Super.
She's already past it. So she just needed that extra little of attention to come out of that space. And you'll see this with your dogs with separation anxiety too. It's a sure sign. It's just a dog on overload. Like they're completely overdone. Yeah. And they don't know how, like they're stuck in this space. You need to remove them and, you know, kind of move them back into it, but gently and slowly and desensitize.
And small increments.
Small
again, right?
increments.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. And she did the whole walk. She's in Michael's class tonight.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Her name's Mia. Yeah, Mom was thrilled because she was like, I don't know if we can work through this. And we got it, no problem.
So cool.
Attempting to escape.
Oh, gosh.
We hear this one a lot. This is, I think, terrifying.
Yeah.
I mean, a dog that's trying to jump your fence.
Yeah.
What do you do with that? How do you ever trust them outside alone? You know, and you know, generally puppies, this isn't a puppy thing. They might climb a pen. Queen did that. She climbed a pen. But usually it's more of like a rescue dog you've adopted maybe later in life. And there's probably a reason they ended up in a shelter, because they were escaping constantly. Oh. So dogs that are attempting to escape is a pretty good sign they've got some sort of anxiety going on. Or you'll see them. I've had people tell me they'll go up in like a window in a house when you leave and watch out and push out a screen or something.
Crazy.
I mean, that's just terrifying.
Yeah.
That's so scary. And
didn't you have Coda do that?
Yeah. He jumped off the balcony.
Oh,
he's fine.
Coda.
He's fine. Everything's fine.
Coda's fine. He jumped off the balcony, but he's fine.
We had a neighbor who went out in their backyard and looked back at their house and saw their dog on their roof.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. We had one in the rescue. We had kennels, and I came in. I used to go to the kennels in the morning. We had like 15 large kennels and rescue dogs in all of them, and I'd come and feed them and let them out. And I come, and it's early, and it's in kind of a seedy area, you know. And I was always watching my back, and I hear this noise.
Oh, God.
And it was nighttime. That's what it was. I'm sorry. Oh, this was nighttime. I was coming to bring him back in. Yeah. And so I took the meanest dog we had, and I got him with him. Like, I have a dog with me. I'm just yelling into nowhere. And something made me look up, and there's a boxer on the roof of the building. Yes, of course it's a boxer. They are escape artists. He'd escaped his kennel. He got on the top of his kennel. He jumped on the roof of the building, looking for us when we left. And we knew he had separation anxiety. Yeah. He was just an absolute Houdini dog.
He got out of the kennel.
He squeezed his body through. You could go look at that kennel and go, how in the world?
They're scary about it, too.
It's like he has no bones in his body.
They just like melt and get out, and then they come back.
Yeah. They're like,
crazy.
He was on the roof. Yep. Yeah, and just like this squishy face looking down at me with like all of his ears and everything going forward.
Hey. He's like, oh, you're here. I'm fine.
Yeah. And you see the wiggle.
Uh-huh. Oh, hey, you're back.
I was like, oh my gosh. Now what do I do?
Yeah, exactly. Get him off.
The panic is over on my end. How do I get this dog off the roof? So anyways.
Did you get the dog off?
I don't even remember. I called somebody. Because there was no way I was getting up there. I think I called, we had a guy who like did maintenance for us. And I called him for a big ladder. And he came and he climbed the ladder and he lifted the dog up and handed him down.
To you.
I think that's what we had to do.
Oh my God.
Because you couldn't step on the top of those kennels. They were kind of like this plasticky lid on them, which
collapsed,
is probably, if we stepped on it, it would have collapsed. It's amazing the dog didn't go through.
Yeah. Oh my God.
But it's also a safety thing if they try to escape. It's even, fencing, but even a crate. Like, if they try to escape a crate, always latch the crates. That's why
Yeah.
we're like paranoid about it at Woof. Like when we put the borders in, we're like, okay, latch
Make
the
sure it's
crates.
latched. Yeah.
But it can be dangerous for the dog if they try to get out and they get hooked.
Oh my
Or
gosh.
stuck.
Or their collar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Collar. I've heard, not often, but I've heard horror stories of collars they try to get out, the collar gets stuck.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Another reason not to leave your puppy with a collar on ever, because they just do weird things.
Especially in their crates. Like they don't,
They don't need it.
They
Just
don't need a
keep them
collar on.
safe. Yep. Another one on the list is pacing and restlessness. And, this is a good reason to contain a dog. And we'll talk about containment when it comes to separation anxiety. If they have too much space, they panic, that like they wind themselves up with this pacing and this restlessness. I have a client right now who, when she goes to bed at night, she adopted a dog. He's older. He actually starts day train, I think, this week. But he's peeing on the floor at night. And she had him penned in a space with his bed about probably 10 feet. I said, I want the pen just around the bed. He can't be walking around. There can't be any movement. No pacing. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Because he's pacing at night. That's what he's doing. And he's getting panicked and his juices start flowing and just pees on the floor. So we contained his space because he wasn't crate trained. So we couldn't do the crate, but he respects the pen. And he doesn't want to pee in his bed.
Even that right there is so interesting, right? He respects the pen. He's not crate trained.
Right.
But it's so similar.
It's so similar.
And so to everybody out there who you think you can't crate train,
Feel
think
it
about
out.
think about a pen.
Might feel a little more open to them because
Yeah.
it's not enclosed. It's got the open top.
Yeah,
I mean,
totally.
again, safety has to come into it. So make sure you don't have a dog who's going to like
Climb the pen.
eat over it or climb it like Queen.
Yes, like Queen climbed. Yeah. This can be really hard. And speaking of pens, Queen climbed this little pen. It was almost like steps for her. And then I went, well, that was stupid.
Whoops.
Whoops. Get like they sell like a flat plastic pen, or you want to go with vertical stripes.
That's
right.
what we had for
Vertical.
the puppies we fostered. It
Yes.
was just the
vertical.
It was the vertical. There wasn't
No
it wasn't
steps.
little bars.
Right.
It was just
No little
straight down
squares for
ladders.
them to
Yeah, no
dink,
ladder.
dink, dink.
No ladder pen.
Don't give them the leverage.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of that containment, my dog Lou that I was talking about that pooped and bloodied all over the crate, he couldn't go back into that crate.
No.
I mean, that was the longest hour of his life, and there was no way he was going back. I also wasn't a trainer at that point, and I think I hired someone to come in, and I think they told me the crate's out, so find another spot. So we sacrificed a bathroom, and he
That
destroyed the
Lou.
bathroom.
Okay,
He
that's-
did destroy the bathroom, but we had to have a place to leave this dog.
Yeah.
And he eventually got there. We had to replace the door. We had to replace the cabinets, but it was the safest spot we could leave.
Bathroom remodel.
Bathroom remodel. That's right. And Lou ended up being fine. Eventually, he just was out of the bathroom, and he lived to be, it was 10 long years with Lou.
It's liability Lou.
It was 10 long years with liability Lou, let me tell you. There are a lot of Lou stories, yes, from where Pam screwed up her dog. Loss of appetite when alone. So I want to be careful with this one because a lot of dogs don't eat when you're not there.
Yeah.
You could have the most relaxed dog on the planet, and they're not going to eat when you're not there. Now, I don't have a dog like that right now.
Neither do I. Never had. Actually, no. Koda was that way. When
Koda was that way?
younger, we worked out of it. But when he was younger, he's like, nope, I'm not eating. You're going to leave me.
Yeah,
I'll
I
starve
won't eat.
myself. I'm
I'll
like,
wait for you.
Eat, please. And then I begged him to eat. Again, I wasn't a trainer. I had just started, working
Please,
with dogs.
buddy,
then. I'm like, please eat some food. Please. Adding stuff to his food. He's like, this is great. She just added like a whole buffet of chicken and steak to my food. Now I'll eat it. But I was there.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
He worked me for
He
sure.
knows if I just wait till she comes home,
Yeah,
I get some good stuff, right? Hugh, I had a boxer named Hugh, and I haven't talked about him a lot because Hugh was perfect. That's all I have to say. I got him at 6. He was already perfect. But Hugh wouldn't eat when we left. He only ate when we were around. And I hear this from people often. Like the dog waits to eat his food until we sit down for dinner. So there is that phenomenon. So it doesn't mean he has separation anxiety. It doesn't mean he's having anxiety at all. And Lou barely had a heartbeat. Like he was not an anxious dog. He was a happy, easy, go lucky, perfect dog. That's all I'll say about Lou, or else I'll start crying. Sorry, not Lou.
Wait, Hugh, not Lou.
Yeah, how difficult am I, right? I had a Lou and
Huey,
a Hugh.
Louie.
And a Hugh.
I had a Dewey
Huey,
when I was
Louie, and
younger. I had a Dewey.
Huey,
Of
Louie,
course
and
she
Dewey.
did.
Yeah, that was the Chow Chow.
That's going to be my next trio.
Yeah,
I'm going to get Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
I had them out of order. But I did. I had a Dewey when I was younger that drunk on the streets of Chicago. Remember that story?
Oh,
I do
yeah.
remember
Chow
that
Chow
story.
was
Yeah,
Dewey.
Chow, yeah. Oh, Dewey.
That's a
the
good name for a
Chow.
chow. And Ted.
I think he was named after like the drunkest person that was there. I can't remember how he
Wow.
got his name.
Probably
yeah,
had a couple
we were
of-
having a
couple of
good time.
choices there.
Yeah.
He had a couple of choices.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a tough
Ted.
one to gauge the appetite. Like you said, he just didn't eat when you weren't there, but as soon as he came home, he ate. But he wasn't panicked. He wasn't stressed. So you have to kind of take other things into account when
Right.
deciding, okay, is loss of appetite a form of separation anxiety, or are they just like, oh, I'll wait till you get back.
Right.
They're not stressed about it.
I would actually flip it. Oops, sorry. I would flip it with if they will start taking food, they're telling you they're feeling better. So that dog at the pack walk yesterday would
Yeah.
not take food for the first 15 minutes. She started taking treats. She started taking treats from me, surprisingly.
Okay, so
so I was like, she's feeling better.
And I think that's a really cool differentiator, because I don't like, and we've talked about this in past episodes about feeding routines and kind of how important they are, that you don't necessarily want to just let your dog graze throughout the day, because feeding routines, they're wonderful opportunities, right? So if you're talking about will they take a treat, that's something where if they don't, and we see this with nervous day trains. Is that Sid?
That's it. I told you.
City.
She's starting to wind it up.
It was getting
You can hear it.
It is getting a little bit
It was
louder.
creeping me out. I'm like, are there ghosts in here? What is
No,
that
it's
noise?
Sid.
It's Sid. You.
But when they first come in and they're a little anxious and they won't take treats, then that is a sign of anxiety. But
Sure.
it's taking food, maybe not eating a meal, because you wouldn't necessarily leave a meal for your dog to
Right.
have while you're gone.
Right. No, it's a good point.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a really good point. And it's a great test.
Yeah.
Are they starting to get more comfortable?
Right.
They'll take a treat
That
from
treat.
me. Group training. You guys
Yeah.
probably see this
Oh
a
my
lot.
God, all the time.
Where the owner's like, she won't take any treats right now. Does she normally take treats? Oh, she loves treats.
Yeah.
Okay, give her some time.
Yep.
It's telling us how she feels. We're not going to push her too hard. We don't care if she sits. We need her to be comfortable here.
Yeah. Calm down first.
Calm
and then-
down first.
Long
Absolutely.
leash, loose leash.
Absolutely. So, a couple of factors that are actually research based in regard to where they think separation anxiety comes from or where it could start. The first is early weaning. And we talked about this, being taken away from that mama dog way too soon, that attachment figure. And this to me feels like a little bit of a slippery slope, because we're too soon or the puppy stayed with mama too long. But generally what I see is a puppy that stays with a mama a little bit longer, the mama starts to separate from the puppy in like a very healthy way.
Yeah.
They get kind of tired of them. And that we say because we're humans and we understand the feeling, but you have to think that there's some mother nature at work there. Just
Yeah.
knowing, she needs to start separating from her puppies. They can't be overly attached to her. A mama dog must know that, right?
Yeah, they must feel it.
They must feel
okay,
it.
Like, you gotta
Yeah.
go.
Go. Move away.
Out of the nest.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Yep.
Like birds. Just
Yeah.
boink, boink.
And I
Go
know
do it.
breeders will give mama dogs time away from their puppies. Good
Super
breeders will. I've talked to fosters who foster litters. Make sure you give that mama dog some time away from the puppies, because it's good for
Super
her,
important. Yeah.
but it's good for them too.
Is there
helps teach them.
an age? Because I know they're supposed to stay with their mama for, I think it's 8 weeks. Is like the age. Is that a pretty
Pretty common.
accurate
Yeah.
and common?
Yep. That's
Like too
usually
early
because
is
that's when they wean.
before
They start
8
to wean.
weeks.
So you don't want to do it before they wean. Now, situations happen. I mean, wean meaning they're not nursing with mama anymore. They're starting to
Understood.
eat solid food. So there's a detachment that happens there when they're not weaning or when they're not nursing.
That's really organic.
Really
natural.
organic
Yeah.
and natural.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That
yeah.
makes sense.
Yep. So Shiver and Roman, my two dogs that I pulled from a rescue group or fostered for a rescue group, were 5 weeks.
They were young.
They were young.
Itty bitty babies.
And Shiver was constantly following Queen and Sid around to nurse. I have videos of her just climbing. You could see what she was looking for. Thank goodness that those two were fine. I didn't have separation issues, but they had each other. And then they had Sid and Queen as well. But it was way too early for Shiver. Remember how she was a little, like, it felt touch and go with her.
Yeah.
Because she was so young.
Yeah, she was really young. She was kind of, when she was there with Roman in the little pen, because you had fostered four of them. And she was just always off on her own, just kind of like shaking a little bit. And we were like, oh gosh, like I wonder if that's like
I thought maybe neurological.
Yeah.
It could have been an anxiety of sorts.
Yeah,
You know, as we're
maybe, like
talking about, like the
trembling.
trembling.
That's how she got her name.
That's how she got her name. She named her
The
Shiver.
Yeah. But now, I mean, she's a wonderful dog.
She's fine.
I mean,
she can
she could
totally
care
be
less
left
if you're there or
alone.
not.
Yeah, she doesn't care. She'll remove
But that
herself.
also is you. Like, you did what you're
what you
supposed
needed to
to.
do.
Now, if had
Yeah.
it been a different person who maybe didn't do the things that you did, not the right things, but the things that you did, it could have been a different story.
It could have
You
been.
had a lot of
or if she was an
anxiety
only
or separations.
child
Yeah.
and not living in a pack of dogs. Yeah.
It's true. I
Oh,
think she
good
would have been.
point.
That's true. She probably would have been very different because
She
she
might
said
have
she
been.
immediately attached to the two girls.
Yes,
So
immediately.
That
Yeah. Her brother has always annoyed her.
Brothers are like that.
Although I'll have to tell a quick story. It has nothing to do with separation anxiety. I was meant to tell you this yesterday. So the bees have been an issue,
Oh gosh.
right?
Yes.
The bees are bad. We've got them out here at the ranch, and we've always had a beehive in our backyard. So we put in an owl box, and the bees moved in. They've lived there for 6-7 years now, maybe even longer. I've lost track of time. So yesterday, and Roman's always messing with Shiver, and she'll like lion roar at him, and he'll back off and walk away laughing. Well, yesterday, she was running around and he was like biting at her back.
Oh.
And she wasn't lion roaring at him. She was accepting it. And I yelled at him, like, Roman, leave her alone. And she came flying in the house. She had 2 bees on her back.
he was getting them.
He
in
was
the
trying to
freezer
get 'em
with
off
her.
the bees.
What a good baby.
Oh, what a
that is a good dog.
That's a good boy.
It
He
is
was
a good
trying to
boy.
get him.
Let me
And
save
Shiver
you.
was so upset. You know how she does that crying thing?
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Oh.
Did they sting her?
Good.
they didn't. If they did, she had no reaction.
Well, that's good.
She felt them though, so she might have gotten a little poke, but they were kind of like attached on her back.
I've seen
and I
it.
saw it, and I brushed them off and stepped on them.
Yeah.
And then Roman promptly came over and ate them off the ground. So that was just my bee story. It has nothing to do
That's
with.
a good bee story. Good old Roman.
I was
good
so
bee
proud
story.
of Roman. He was a good big brother. Yeah,
After
and
I just said that brothers are like that.
he's a pain in the ass most
They're
of the
like
time.
that.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
They're cool until they're not.
Until they're not.
He
And
does
most of the time
this.
they're not.
He does this like roundhouse kick with his butt and
Yes.
smashes
Oh,
her
it's my
into a
favorite.
wall.
It's
Yeah.
probably my favorite thing to watch.
It's hilarious.
It is.
Every time I see it, I try to record it, and then he looks at me. I'm like, no, do it again.
We should get it up. We'll put it on Instagram. It has nothing to do with separation anxiety.
No.
It's funny though.
Just my funny boy dog. Boy dogs are funny. Lack of socialization is a big deal. And people will call me often with a young puppy and say, hey, I want you to come over because this is going on and we're struggling. We can't leave him alone. I said, okay, let's try some socialization. You might be surprised, not only for separation anxiety, but for bitey behavior, for naughty behavior, for excess energy in a young puppy. Getting them around other puppies can really nip a lot of this in the bud. You're meeting the need. So, doing that safely is so important. So you look for somewhere near you that's doing it safely, or you have friends with puppies that aren't going out to dog parks at a young age, and you do it safely and you get them with other puppies their age.
So cool.
Maybe their size, that might help sometimes too.
Yeah,
We'll start separating by size as they get a little bit older. But socialization is just huge. And I'm convinced that's why I don't have part of why I've never had problems, because I've had a lot of dogs in my house.
And we see it, we hear about it in puppy class, that you can see the dogs come in on the first class, and then we talk about socialization, and a lot of them go and put them into puppy camp, and within a week or two they're back in and they are tearing
Different
around
dog.
like totally different dogs.
Confidence.
Comfortable,
From
exactly.
Yeah,
And
in
it's
1 or 2
just-
sessions. It doesn't.
So cool.
It is.
It's not a lot. Like, you don't have to just do
and,
it.
And a
It's so
lot of
good for them.
times you'll have 2 of the same puppies in the same puppy class, and they gravitate toward one another, so they know each other, and that too.
And they can pair up
helps.
after class.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it's great.
awesome.
We should have everybody sign. Can we give your phone number out after
Exactly.
class? Just in case we make friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's so good for them. It is so good for them. There's an overlying theme here that you guys are hearing through all of these podcasts, and I'm going to repeat it again, which is meeting the need of the dog. And when we're talking about socialization, we're talking about what does this dog need? There isn't some silver bullet that's going to keep them from being upset when you leave. Right? So meeting that need, and then of course some training. We'll give you some training tips. But I'm thinking as you're talking, our puppy group classes, confidence is what we need coming in. Now, some come in with all the confidence in the world. We know those dogs, right?
We do.
The ones that are in danger of having behavioral problems down the road are not coming in confident.
nervous.
They're nervous. And we pull out tunnels and we pull out ladders and wobble boards and cute little things for these puppies to do, little jumps that they're fully capable of doing, but do they know that? And that's all about confidence, and the socialization is part of that too. So
cool.
So it's always what we're looking for. Single owner household. This is kind of a big deal, and we see this a lot. This is one of the dogs you're going to talk about, Lola.
Oh yeah.
Or I
Yep,
can
yep,
talk
yep.
about. Single owner household. The dog has one person to connect to,
Attached to.
attach,
Cling.
morph into,
Exactly.
climb into their skin and never let go. And I mean, the biggest mistake that person can make is not separating from that puppy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because then you're hosed. That puppy's going everywhere with you.
Yep.
Because you can't leave them home. Because
Literally.
they panic and the neighbors, are worried and
Yeah. All kinds of.
all kinds of things. We have one. Her name is Lola, and she was a rescue that went to this wonderful woman. I've known her for a long time, and she was really struggling with crate training. And it turned out that there was no problem with the crate. But how did we find that out? She dropped her off to us, and we crate trained her. She protested a little in the crate. We did some alarm training, which we've talked about before on our crate training episode, and Lola was fine in the crate. She did just fine. She would not do it at home for Mom. Now, was Mom practicing? I don't know. I did not set up a camera in her house. I am not a fly on the wall. I wish I was. But she would not do it for Mom. And the more she wouldn't do it for Mom, the more Mom gave in. And the more it stressed Mom out. And it became just kind of this vicious cycle. And it was just Lola and Mom.
Yeah.
So, I mean, lucky us, she boards with us. And she does a lot of camp because socially she's amazing. Boarding, she's amazing.
Yeah,
We
she
have
does
no
just
problem
fine.
with her. She does just
Crates like a
fine.
champ. Sleeps in
Yeah.
it through the entire night.
And as happy as
She's
a clam.
awesome.
She's-
Yeah.
Talk about a little bit of the crate training stuff that you did, because it did start off, she didn't want us to leave the room.
Yeah.
But you did a really good job with her. Like, you even put her in my office a few times and closed the door, didn't you?
Yeah. So that was the training that we were doing. Mom was like, she won't go in the crate. So I was like, okay, like, let's see how bad it is. And then we go from there. Because there is a certain extent where it's like, okay, let's talk about alternative options. But when I put her in there, it wasn't that bad. It was just, like you said, not excessive. She was whiny. She was a little barky, no howling. So I threw treats in there, closed her in there, let her eat the treats, let her back out. So we started with, again, small increments, go in, come out, go in, come out. I don't want to throw her in there, close her in there, and then leave, because then it's panic. So I threw her in there, treats, come out. And then I started feeding her in there. Mom brought lunch. So I do like little small portions of meals. I put it in the bowl, let her eat it in there, let her out. But I'd close the door when I let her eat it in there because she was a puppy. She was pretty young. So I'm like, I want to kind of fast track this a little bit. But I didn't push her too far. And then we got to the point where I was putting her in the crate. She would eat her meal. I would close the door because she was in Pam's office. Close the door. And I'd set an alarm for 4 minutes. And I'd let her, if she whined, I let her whine. I let her whine. The alarm went off. She stopped because she heard the alarm. Opened the crate. She came out of the crate. Right? So then it's that alarm getting me to come get her
Cute.
out, not her whining, screaming, crying, doing all the things. So that was the homework, was go in
15.
there, and she would settle. So after about 4 minutes doing that consistently, she stopped. She'd whine for maybe a minute and then she'd settle. I was like, awesome, I'm going to up that time. And we were able to get to, again, she goes in a crate now. She sleeps in the crate through the whole night when she boards, but we were able to get to, I think it was like 15 minutes. She would do like one bark and then she'd settle and we were good to go. I was like,
great.
okay, she got this. And that was within like 2 sessions. She was like, all right, I could do this crate because it's not bad. You're not going to leave me in there.
Right.
I don't need to panic because you're going to come back and let me out.
Right.
But it was me doing it.
Right.
It wasn't the owner. She has
Right.
a different relationship with the
Yep.
owner, which
Yeah,
is
it's different.
it's just different. But she did really, really well. And I think that's why she can board, because we did that work at Woof and she just realized, okay, my temper tantrum is not going to get me out of here. I can settle. They're not going to leave me in here forever.
Right. In this, when we're thinking about separation anxiety and we talk about crate training, they're very similar in the mindset of the dog as, this is a very open-ended situation.
Yeah.
They're leaving. When are they coming back? Oh my gosh, I'm alone. How long is this going to go on? I'm panicked, right? There's no reasoning with a dog. Crate training is kind of the same way. They put me in here. How long am I going to be here? Is this ever going to end? They don't have a great sense of time. So those cues, the alarm training is huge. It just works.
It does.
It's a really big deal. And that dog, when she was adopted, because she came through the rescue program, Do you remember? Were you with me when we met the foster? She was a great foster home she was in, but they didn't crate train her. They left her in a room when they left, like a sunroom, with another dog. They had another dog. So I was worried about this when I knew that, this dog was being adopted to a single mom owner. And yeah, she struggled with it for sure. It was a big change for that dog.
Yeah.
Which is a nice segue into sudden routine changes.
Yeah.
So this dog had a double whammy. We don't have another dog anymore. I've never been in a crate. And this is a huge sudden change in my life.
And her humans have changed.
And her humans have changed. And now I have this human who's also really worried about me. And she's feeling all of this.
Yeah.
Right? So that was just like this perfect kind of storm of things that happened with this dog.
Yeah. And she attached very quickly.
Very
to her
quickly.
owner. Like, holy moly, quick to the owner.
Single owner home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like
she
that
kind of
Velcro.
checked all these boxes, honestly.
She did.
Yeah.
Of things to look out for, right?
Yeah, she really did. And sudden change in routine's a big one, you guys. You may see this in older dogs. We're not just talking puppies now, where, COVID-19 was a big deal because people were home. And you'd have adult dogs thrilled, whole families home. My kids were home. We had a house full where during the day, it wasn't like that. The dogs were alone.
Yeah.
And then people went back to work. That's where the problems started. Because they're like, wait a second, I like having you here. I don't want to be alone.
What are you doing?
So sudden change in routine or not even sudden change in routine, like an existing, like a new routine, a new pattern is going. Moving is a good one. Definitely. Because like we talked about those Riley and Callie.
Yep.
They moved into a new place and suddenly she's got separation anxiety she never had before. These are like 7-year-old dogs.
Yeah.
So change is hard. So keep that in mind. I get some really, really smart people calling me saying, we're moving next month. Can you come? And I do.
Smart.
That's
It's
so
smart. I come the day they're moving in. The day the dog is starting and we look at where's their place going to be? Where's their stuff going to be? Let's talk about a routine. What's your current routine? How do we make that happen here? It's so quick and easy. It could even just be a phone call with a trainer. It's a really great thing to do. Breed disposition, oddly enough, and this is probably not going to surprise anybody when we talk about our herding and our working breeds, right? They're busy, they're smart, they're brilliant, they're bored easily.
Yeah.
They're sensitive,
And especially with the herding, they like to have a pack. They like to have everybody in the same...
Everybody
least they're-
together.
At least their person.
Yeah.
Right? All these breeds that are, again, more prone to it, they attach to their human and they're like, tell me what to do and I'll do it.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And they're incredibly smart.
Yeah,
but
that's
they
true.
want that guidance.
That's funny, though. I had never thought about the breed, the
Yeah.
propensity to do that.
Breed propensity. And the working, if you think about it, they get protective.
Yeah.
They get protective of their human. And so when that human is gone,
Where's my job?
where's my job? And are they okay? And oh my gosh, I'm panicked.
Yeah.
Right?
They lose their job.
They lose their job.
We panic when we lose our job.
Yeah.
So do the dogs.
It makes a lot of sense, right?
Totally does.
And then, of course, we have our rescue dogs. Abandonment is a big deal. It's really hard to turn around a dog that's been abandoned multiple times. We've seen dogs go into foster care and then for some reason have to go to a new foster home and then maybe get adopted and they change their mind and they come back to a new foster home and maybe they get adopted again, they change their mind, they come back to a new foster home. And everyone who's touched that dog, it has a heart of gold. But the dog doesn't know that. It felt like abandonment every single time. And it's change, constant change. So the world is always moving. So that's hard. That's hard for those those rescue dogs. The multiple rehoming, it becomes this vicious cycle. Because if you have a dog with separation anxiety, it's hard to adopt that dog out.
Very hard.
Right? But they may have it because of the system they've been in, so
change might be good for them.
yeah, it's just hard. It's just really hard. So what do we do? What do we do about this?
Yeah.
Do you guys know? Give me some ideas. Gradual alone time, and not you always leaving. No. Maybe you stay in the room with them, but we have a little space. Yep. We talked about this in crate training. Stay in the room with the dog. Just don't engage. Okay, so they get used to you not talking to them.
Right.
Not, how's the crate today? Boop, 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 boop. Are you okay?
Would you like a treat? Can I give you a treat?
Can I get you anything? No, you can't do that. Because they go, yeah, you can get me something. You get me the hell out of this
That's
crate.
right. And
I
you
want to
can
come
stay
sit
here
on your
with
lap.
me. Yeah. Gosh darn it.
So we're not making fun of you guys, but we're kind of making fun of it. A little bit.
A little bit. But it's hard.
It's hard.
And we recognize that it's hard.
It is.
And again, it's easier for you if you just start small. Like
Yep.
what Rachel said,
Yes.
4 minutes.
4 minutes.
We're talking 4 minutes, you guys.
Totally.
It's not that long.
It's
Yep.
not that long.
Yep.
And gradually increase.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Counter conditioning is a big deal. You know, so you're leaving, they get their favorite bone. They only get their favorite bone when you're leaving. Now, be careful with this, with your super smart, sensitive dog. If they're not taking that bone, you've just cued them to the fact that you're leaving, right?
Right.
So it could create anxiety. So,
Good
you know,
point.
maybe you give them their favorite bone and you go take a shower. Or you give them their favorite bone and you go in the other room and you work for a little while. And then you give them their favorite bone and you leave.
Yeah, don't just give them their favorite bone and then leave for 4 hours.
Right.
You have to do little things prior to that. So it's like the keys. I grab my keys, my dogs know I'm leaving.
They know.
Right? They're like, oh, dang it.
Yes.
So one of the other things we say to save a favorite bone or a favorite toy or a favorite treat for is if you're going out somewhere, can you double duty that and help with the figuring out that, oh, you're leaving me? Like it's the same bone that they get when you get to go out to the cafe or something like that.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, or outside. I use it for outdoor
Okay.
time too,
That's-
for
okay, that's
dogs
what
that
I'm
won't
talking
go
about.
outside.
Yeah.
Another association with that bone. So
Yep.
it's not just,
Exactly.
here, get it, and I'm leaving.
Right.
That's what I'm
But
getting at.
but in a
Thanks.
Find
positive one.
spaces
Yeah.
that are difficult for the dog.
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what I'm getting
And
at.
I tell people, and you hit the nail on the head, have something they don't always have access to.
Yeah.
It's like very
So it's got a
That's
lot
the
of
key.
value.
Yeah. But don't necessarily make it only for when you're leaving, especially because of
Right.
what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Outside is a good one. Is a good one for this because usually this dog does not want to be in the backyard with a door closed. You know, so you start with the door open.
Yeah.
And you get him a nice gross knuckle bone, kneecap,
You might not want inside.
something really gross, bully stick.
Those are my least favorite.
Do you know what that is?
Oh, here we go. Here
It's
we
my
go.
favorite.
It's kind of like this little stand here.
Oh dear.
It's a bull penis for those of you that don't know
It
what a
is.
bully stick
The
is.
bully stick.
They should have just called it a bull penis, but nobody would have bought it. Actually,
I don't know.
Never have bought it.
You
if
wouldn't have
was-
bought it.
I would have bought it if it was a dick dong.
oh, that's,
that's
right.
right. That's what
That's
you
what my
call
aunt and
them.
uncle called it.
That's right. I forgot about the dick
They,
dong.
they say it out loud, and
Oh,
my
my
cousin's dog
gosh.
is like perks up when we say it.
That's
She's
hilarious.
Like, where is it?
We
I'm
need to
ready.
get a video of that.
Yeah, we do.
I'll get a video.
Get a video.
100%.
That's
Oh,
hysterical.
that's so cute.
But you save it for the outside. And if they try to bring it in, you say, no, that's an outside bone. So no, you can't come into this space, right? So we have a boundary,
It's very clear.
right?
only
It's
for
outside and I'll leave the door open. And you stand at that door and they'll accept it. They'll eventually stop trying to bring it in because you don't want it in your house anyway. It's disgusting.
No, you don't.
And it's outside and they can sit right outside the door if they want to. You say, good boy, enjoy your bone.
That's right.
And now we're creating a positive association in the brain. I have to have this
Yep.
bone, but I'm outside. This isn't so bad. And then when you leave, we pull out the bone. Find
Cool.
a place that isn't
Yeah.
carpeted to eat that thing.
Yeah.
It's nasty. You'll never
Yeah.
get the smell off
Get a
your
special
carpet.
towel for it.
Exactly.
And then we talk about, those cues we were talking about. Watch your cues because you can really train your dog picking up keys, putting shoes on. They just know noises that you
Yeah,
make.
they do.
So do that and don't leave.
Yeah.
Right? So you desensitize those cues.
Smart.
Yep. Do it and don't leave. Pick up your keys 5 times a day. It's like doorbell training.
Oh, yeah,
They bark
for
at the doorbell,
sure.
ring the doorbell, have the kids go out and ding dong, ding
Yeah.
dong,
Ding dong ditch.
ding dong
Selena
ditch.
stands up, and all the dogs freak out.
They know she's
They're like,
leaving.
we're doing something for sure. I'm like, no.
Time to go party. Except for Coda.
Yeah, Coda's
Coda hangs
bye.
behind. Yeah, he
He
always
wants
hangs
to
behind.
stay forever.
So funny.
Such a cutie.
So we can talk about medication, and this is something you should always talk to your vet about. I am always the last to medicate. That's just how I am. You could ask my kids. Everything's fine. They could have their femur sticking out of their skin.
Rub a little dirt
You're
on it.
fine. You're fine.
Yeah.
It'll
Just put a
just
Band-Aid
give
on
it a
it.
day.
You'll be fine.
Here's some ice.
Here's 2 Band-Aids.
Yes. I'm not an over medicator. I am always last to medicate. So I don't know a lot about medications. You know a little bit more about this because I know Coda's been on it.
Mm-hmm.
I know CBD can be good and it's readily available these
Yeah.
days.
Oh my
and
God. They
fairly
make
safe.
toys.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
come with a little pouch.
Totally. Totally safe. I'd say it's a 50-50. if I've seen it actually work. There's a Prozac for dogs. From what I've heard from clients, probably a 70-30.
Yeah.
70% of the
That's
time
true.
it works. That seems to be a good one. And then there is fluoxetine.
Fluoxetine. I'm pretty sure it's Prozac.
Is it the
They're
same thing?
Same thing. It's
Okay.
an SSRI, so it changes kind of the chemicals in the brain, but it's supposed to help. Like Coda's on it, so because he was like in the closet all day long, hiding, not wanting to do anything, and I was like, that's not fun.
No.
And he was jumping off balconies. Not to. I don't know that it was. We still can't figure out if it was to get to me or just to, mom's not here, so I want to be outside. I'm not sure. It was
let me
very
out.
weird, but
Yeah.
again, he's jumping off a balcony, so.
You said that so like it just rolled off the tip of your tongue. He's jumping off balconies.
Yeah, it's casual. Just another day.
It's another day with Coda. He's out of the closet now, but he's jumping off balconies.
Well,
Yeah,
there's
so
that.
we put him on it, and it's a very gradual, work up to it. And I feel like it's truly made a difference. He's not jumping off balconies.
He's a pretty chill dude.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's very.
he's-
So relaxed that he doesn't want to go on walks, but I'll take it because it was sad. It was really sad to see, and he's also getting older. So I think he started out as a puppy very anxious, and then we worked through it, and he was not anxious, and now we're kind of coming full circle, which I have to accept. Like he's getting older, so that's why I was like, okay, maybe medication is the way to go. I tried the CBDs. I even I went to the dispensaries and I got CBD with THC in it that was stronger, and it still didn't work. It worked for
Wow.
like 10 minutes, and then he was like, yeah,
He was just
I'm
hungry.
gonna go back. Yeah.
He just had the munchies.
He's like, can I have my food now? I'm like, dude, it's 2:00. You can't eat food. But it helped, but for the extent and the severity of it, again,
Yeah.
he's going to harm himself jumping off a balcony.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, scary.
we did go the medication out, and I was the same. I did not want to medicate him. I'm like, how can we avoid it? So we did. We tried CBD, we tried other things, and
He ended up on it.
unfortunately, he ended up on it, which is fine.
No judgments.
I will
Zero.
I'll do whatever it takes. But yeah, he's definitely calmed down, and it's helped him. He's not magically better. He still gets anxious if the garbage truck goes by or the construction truck goes by, or those certain triggers. But what I will say is he comes out of it a lot quicker. So when the garbage truck goes by, it's okay. I'm going to stop for a minute. I watched it go by. Okay, now I continue on my walk. Whereas before it was garbage truck went by. Let's go back home. I'm going to pull
want
and go
outta
back
here.
home. I want to get out. I'm terrified. So
And you saw the medication make that change. Yeah, that's
Yep,
great.
it's just helped him calm down. Again, he's not better. He's not magically this super outgoing, confident, can conquer anything dog. But I could take him on a walk and he's fine. He's out of the closet. He's hanging out with all the other dogs out in the open, which is great.
and like we've talked about before, sometimes you just have to accept the dog that you have.
Exactly.
Puppies can be very different. I mean, that dog I saw yesterday, she came out of her shell so fast. So my guess is it's the bouncing around through the shelter and rescue system. But you have a dog you've had since a puppy, and you've done everything you can to help him, and he's doing better, but this is who he is.
Yep.
And sometimes we just have to accept that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Accept them for who they are.
Yep.
Exactly.
And meet their need.
Yep. And meet their need.
And I'm not, again, like you said, I'm not forcing anything on him. I'm not forcing him to go watch that garbage truck go by. No. If you want to crouch down for a minute, cool. I don't want you to run back home.
Yeah.
So we have to find that happy medium of, okay, where can you find a safe place in your brain
Right.
where we can still function?
It
and do
makes
all
me
that?
wonder, that he still does it, but then moves on. Like, is part of that learned behavior? That's just always going to be there because it's what he taught himself at such a young age. I hear that noise, I hit the ground. Oh, it's not that bad. I'm going to go.
Yep.
So like that quick triggered sort of learned behavior makes you wonder.
And honestly, if it was just a walk in the garbage truck, I probably wouldn't have done the fluoxetine if I didn't have all the other things combined. Because I do think it's a very learned behavior that he's just done for I mean, he
Forever.
did it for the first 2 years of his life where it was drop to the ground, run back home. And then it kind of got a little bit better and then it got worse again. If it was just that, I wouldn't have done fluoxetine. I would have done some training.
Yeah.
And how can we organically work him through this because it's just his brain going to that, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
And it probably could have been undone.
And sometimes it's just trying to kind of trick their brain if you can.
Yeah.
And work through it and desensitize some counter conditioning, always really important. Thunder shirts we didn't talk about.
Oh,
You and
yeah.
I used a thunder shirt.
We did.
It worked.
Oh my God.
Noelle and I worked with a dog that would spin, dig, dig, dig. And if you reach, he'd bite you.
Yeah. And he meant it.
And I don't know if that was, it didn't seem to be separation issue, but it was anxiety for
Yeah,
sure.
for
Sure, anxiety.
Yeah, he was actually better when he was alone.
Yeah.
It was when people came into the room, the other dog came into the room, and he would spin. And it was a high energy family.
Oh, yeah.
They were busy. And the other dog had given it to him a few times when he started spinning like that. He'd kind of
like, knock it off, man. You're embarrassing me.
Right. And it made it worse.
Yeah.
It made it worse. So that was some kind of anxiety.
Yeah.
So we put a thunder shirt on him. That was over the holidays. Okay, we're in April. I bet he's still wearing it.
He probably is.
Like, we never took it off.
We didn't. We took it off once because it got wet, because we took it
Okay.
out in the rain. We took it off once to wash it and put it in the dryer.
He was so cute in that little sausage.
Oh my God, he was. He was like a
Snuggie.
little sausage.
And
they
it
have
worked.
so many.
It did work.
It really worked. It doesn't work every time.
Well,
I've seen it not work, but it's worth a try.
Well, and I would say it doesn't work. It's not it's not a silver bullet, right?
Right.
It's that in addition to
Other things.
other things, long leash, walking them separately for a little while, you know,
Right.
all of those things. But
Yep.
it definitely helped.
Yeah.
You could tell.
You could
Because-
see him
well,
calm.
You could. And you could see remember that time I tried to take it off and he was like, wait a
Oh,
minute.
hold on a minute.
hang on."
It's like my blankie.
Yeah.
Don't take
Don't
I was
that.
gonna say
do
like
that.
blanky binky. It's
Yeah.
like comfort, like
Like a
it's
pacifier.
correct.
Totally.
Yeah. And it works. I mean, 100%. It's like that squeeze. It feels like they're getting a squeeze.
Swaddled. They
Yeah.
call it swaddling in babies. So it is, and that's what it looks like.
It does.
Kind of like a crazy
snug.
straitjacket, but your arms come out.
There you go.
They can walk in it.
It can, but they definitely, you definitely know that.
You
at
should
least
see
with
the
this
one. Do you see the one that Coda has for when there's fireworks?
Does he have one?
Oh, it's it goes over his head.
It's
and
the
snuggles
hoodie.
over his
Oh, you
head.
talked about this.
It's a combo.
Oh,
of
that's great.
It snugs his belly, and it goes over his head.
We have to get a picture.
Yeah,
I have-
think
You
we've-
need to
many.
post
Yeah.
a picture of that. That's
Have
great.
many,
Okay,
but
good.
it does work. And I used that because again, the fluoxetine takes time to get into their system and kind of change that chemical in
Yeah,
their brain.
sure.
So I used the anxiety jacket thing, thunder jacket
Onesie? Is he wearing a onesie?
It's weird. It's funny. I'll
Okay,
post
picture.
a picture.
We
gotta see it.
because
Picture,
you gotta see
please.
it.
We have
But
to see
it did help him really just
Calm down.
like he would just go lay on the couch. He's like
Good.
and fall asleep.
Oh,
it was
isn't
great.
that cute?
Yes,
That's so cute.
I love it.
They've come down in price too. These thunder shirts.
Yeah, I
they used to
remember you
be
said.
really crazy expensive.
Yeah.
And I mean they've come down from like $75. I think the ones I got were only like $26 or
Yeah,
something.
I want to say 30-ish, but I would say yeah.
they
you're
were
right.
smaller sizes, so the bigger
that's
ones
true.
might cost more. It was like this
Coda's
big.
was like $35.
Okay, that's not
Yeah.
bad.
And he's a big dog.
Yeah,
He's like 65
that's good
pounds.
because when they first came out, it was like, gosh, I really want to try this
It's
product, but that's
prohibitive, though.
expensive.
Well, and it's expensive if you don't know that it's going to work.
Right.
And
Yeah.
you don't always know that it's going to work.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
might not always work. But
Right,
It's
right.
Again,
But it's
tips.
something to try for sure.
Some tips to try. Yeah, for sure. And, most of you, if you're dealing with separation anxiety, you're looking at, I need to leave my dog alone. How do I do that? There might be a crate involved. There might be a pen involved. Maybe a cool garage. Garage with dog run is so great. It gives the dog a little space. Sometimes space is too much. So really feeling this out and easing into it is super important.
Yeah.
It's super important. Sid, I've talked about this before. My husband's out of town and he's out here with her a lot, and I'm back and forth a lot. So I'm always like, do I leave her in the kennel or do I leave her in the barn? She's always had anxiety, never separation. She's just cuckoo, just basic anxiety.
In the best way.
You couldn't tell by looking at her right now.
I know.
She's already run the gamut today. But I watch her on the cameras, and if I leave her out of the kennel, she looks lost.
Yeah, you said she kind of wanders
Yeah.
aimlessly.
And she looks confused.
Yeah.
She also has
much.
dementia, so it's too much space. So you have to fill out that space. If I leave her in her kennel, she lays down and goes to sleep.
Yep.
I mean, she's a 9-year-old dog. There's nothing wrong with that. She can sleep during the day if I'm
Yeah.
gone for 2 hours. So feeling out the space, crazy important. Desensitizing, counter conditioning, like we talked about, is super important. Assessing the situation, and don't just pull yourself out of it and expect that your dog is going to get better, because they're not.
Right.
This gets worse. And that's usually when we get the call, is when it's already gotten worse. So really, really start from go with a puppy. Most people, I'll give them the advice, sleep next to the puppy, put your fingers through the crate, don't talk to them, don't engage, just let them know you're there. Just let them know you're there. If she's coming from a breeder, the puppy is, sometimes they'll give you a blanket, something that smells like the litter or like the mama that kind of helps them. They make these cute teddy bears with the heartbeat.
Those are cool. A
are
lot of boarding dogs bring them with them.
They work.
They do.
They work because it replicates another animal or human's heartbeat. So there's a lot you can do. There's a lot you can do with this, but don't expect that your dog is going to figure it out on their own because they don't know how to do it.
And it's not going to get figured out overnight.
It's not going to get figured out overnight. It
Wish
takes
it would,
time.
but it doesn't.
Yeah.
And it's, again, we've said it many, many, many times. Every dog is different. You had that one dog that you trained. It was the border collie. And he was kind of cuckoo at home. And you recommended they get another dog. And I think he was pulling his fur out, maybe.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And they got another dog.
Yeah.
Totally fine.
Good
Took
point.
it away.
Yeah.
No, we're not saying everyone has to get another dog.
I forgot to talk about that. That's my favorite thing to say to people, too. Get another dog. I know the solution. Get another dog.
Just more dogs.
I've actually
That's fine.
seen a lot online of people disagreeing with that, but personally, I couldn't agree more with it because I've seen it. I've seen it work. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a border collie. They got the German short hair because they couldn't leave him.
Yep. And she was older. She was like 4
Yeah.
and she was chill. And
She was
he was
super
like,
chill.
oh, cool. We're just hanging out.
He was a different dog.
Oh, that's so
Having her there. Yep. Totally different dog. And they recognized it, that this isn't healthy, that he's this attached to us, you know, and we're home a lot, but it's not good for
You
him.
still need to be able to leave.
Yeah.
And they did it right as well. They went and they talked with you and what's the right dog to bring in. They
Not another anxious dog.
right. Well, I mean, again, I'm just saying that it happens. They, you get one of the same, and that doesn't go well.
Yeah.
Well, and thinking back on that, there was a rescue group that denied them.
Yes. I remember you saying
Remember?
that.
Because of the anxiety they had, because what their goal was to get another dog for this dog to help with the anxiety, the rescue group denied them.
Interesting.
So interesting.
Yeah, and I can't remember their exact reasoning, but they didn't think that they had the right intention of bringing another dog home, that it was for this other dog. And I said, you guys make your own choices, but I'm telling you, I'll vouch for them. They're great dog owners. And so they missed out on a great opportunity because the next rescue group they went to adopted to them and got them an adult female dog.
Perfect dog.
Who's really relaxed. Yeah, amazing. So yes, thank you for bringing that up because it's on my list and I didn't talk about it. Sometimes having another dog will do it. I mean, I've had many puppies in my house, and because I have so many dogs, they're fine. They don't ever even consider me.
I know.
They don't
Oh,
care
it's
about
you
me at all.
again?
Yeah, you're good. You can leave if you want. We're fine over here.
I will say my one dog that it's not bad. It's not bad separation anxiety is Kenai.
Well, he
Rottweiler,
attached to
your
you.
working breed. Yep.
He attached to
But he
you.
attached to me quickly. And again, it's not bad. He just lays at the door when I leave. It's not anything bad. He's not destructive.
You
He's
can
not
hear his
doing
nose
anything.
under the door.
Oh, it is
He's
so
like,
funny. Yeah.
He's like, Mama.
I'm like, oh, Kenai is trying to suck
Yeah.
you through the door right now.
He's like, come back.
He's like, is she out there?
Yeah. But he's my only one. I mean, my golden could care less. I leave. I'm like, bye.
She rolls over.
Yeah. She's like, she sleeps
She
on her
rolls
back
over,
and
yeah.
she looks at me and then she lays back down. Coda's like, yeah, I'm not leaving. So go.
So you go.
Kenai's like, did you say bye? Where are we going?
Wait a minute. Don't leave me.
You didn't dress me up. We're not going. Am I not going with you?
But you worked through a lot of that with him when he was younger because he'd get kind of crappy with your other dogs if they got too close to you. So you worked through a lot of that. And he's such a good boy now.
Yeah,
But
he's a
yeah,
good boy.
he just loves you.
Yeah, but
You're
again,
his
it's,
person.
it's that breed. It's that working
Yep,
breed.
the working breed.
He has his person, and he's like, please don't leave me. But again, I did a lot of work to avoid this over attachment where I couldn't leave him because I'm gone a lot.
Yeah.
So I have to be able to.
You
And
have to
we
be able
did
to
it,
leave him.
and we worked through
Yep.
it. So it is possible if you have your German Shepherd, your working breed, your Border Collie. It is possible to do it. You just again
Take your time.
your time
Start
with it.
from day one.
Darn right.
The best, though, I will have to say, is when you pull up at the end of the day and you've got those little fake chins. They're like up on the window like this. And they're looking through the window and they're like, she's home.
Oh my God. And you
She's
can hear
home.
these guys. Oh my God.
Oh, her dogs go crazy. They scream.
They scream. Like, so you think something horrible has happened. But no, it's just that Rachel's home.
They did it to me yesterday.
did they?
Was it yesterday?
That's initiation.
No, Saturday. It was Saturday.
Oh, I love
You've made
and
it.
Selena's like, shh. I'm like, no, it's okay. They love me.
That's how you know you've made it. If
They
my
love
dogs
me.
scream for
Yay.
you, they love
It
you.
took 5 years.
It's a
but they
little
love me.
scary. It's a little scary, I have to admit.
Because
when
you think
walk
someone's being hurt.
You do. Or
Yeah.
when they do it when you walk in,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, I'm going to
Whoa.
die. No, you're not.
In my house, you just hear a lot of tails hitting
Yeah.
walls. You're like, oh my God, someone's going to get hurt. They're just wiggling around. They're so happy to see
Party
you.
Tippity toe dance.
Tippity toe dance. Exactly. So, big topic, but good topic, you guys. And, reach out to a trainer if you need help with ideas. Reach out to us. We're happy to give you tips.
Absolutely.
I think we have some videos up on our YouTube channel. We didn't do a ton on separation anxiety because it's really specific case to case as to what your setup is, what your situation is, what's cueing the dog to panic. What is your schedule? So there's so much that goes into it that you really have to feel that out. We've talked before about having too strict of a schedule and having that work against you. So sometimes you start with the strict schedule and you start pulling it back. So it's very customized sort of approach for you, your dog, your lifestyle, your family, your home, your situation, what it looks like. Are we going to use a crate or a pen, or are we going to let the dog destroy the bathroom? What's it going to be? So we don't have a lot up there, but we do have tips, especially if you're looking at crate training. We have a whole series we did on crate training, so check that out.
I feel like this is another one that's we're going to have snippets of it because we already have in various episodes, right? That, okay, this is also another good one. If you think separation anxiety is an issue, try this.
Yeah.
Right. So it's going to get kind of sprinkled in, is my feeling.
Because we've talked about basic anxiety and fear, not just separation.
Right.
And sometimes it's the same sort of practice.
Yeah.
It can be.
Yeah.
Whether it's crate or they're afraid of the garbage truck, or they're coming into a pack of dogs and losing it, or it's you leaving. So it's working through that dog de-escalating emotionally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
they're
think
different.
not jumping the gun and, they're crying. This is it.
Gotta
They
go.
have separate, yeah.
Can't do
I
it.
got to go back.
You have to kind of evaluate, like, okay, like, what's the extent? How bad is it? If it's really bad, then again, contact a trainer.
Yeah.
But if they're just whining or barking a little bit, I know
it
it's
up.
hard.
Hang
I
in
know it's
there.
hard, but hang in
Set an
there
alarm.
because
Set an alarm.
Yeah.
Just set an alarm. The alarm goes off and they go, oh, it's over. Yep,
a loud
it's over.
alarm,
Yep.
something
Loud
that they
alarm
can hear,
that they
like
can
But that
hear.
doesn't
it
frighten
gets-
them.
Oh, yeah, can you
Right.
imagine?
Yeah.
Yeah, something that gets their attention, and they're like, "Oh, what is that?" And then you come in and, "Oh, look at that! You stopped barking."
We're done. No, but not too much emotion around the crate. So you reward them when you move away from it.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's all in the crate training stuff. So cool.
Oh,
Anything
this is
else,
a
you
good
guys?
one.
It is a good one. It's a good discussion.
Yeah.
There's some good examples. It's always uncomfortable. Nothing about it's comfortable. But, that's life. Sorry. Right, Sid? Sid's like, yeah, are you guys done yet? I want to have
Hurry
my
up
dinner.
already. It's dinner time.
Cool. This was great, you guys. Thank you. Thank you guys for listening. We love having you here. As you can see, we're going to video.
Woohoo!
Woo! Yay! I hope
we all washed our
Do we
hair.
look okay? Yes, I did wash my hair.
I did too.
Yeah.
You can't really tell.
You can't tell. I know you ain't, but let that flow there, Noelle.
Well,
Someday she's going to
Someday.
come in surprising us. Rachel's always looks
I
amazing.
know.
Yeah,
I don't know how she does it.
I know.
Manage
we
it.
hate her.
God.
Okay, on that note, this is Pam Chandler signing off for the Dog Days podcast. Thanks again, guys. See you next time.
Thank you. It's Noelle. Bye.
Catch you later. Bye.
Bye, guys.